Good morning and welcome to In the Loop Weekend Ag Talk, brought to you by Alphen Insurance Agency, the home of Policy Plus. Make sure you look down below the video and click subscribe. Also, go to our Facebook page and click like and tell your friends about us. Let's jump over to the markets and see how things finished up on Friday afternoon. On Friday afternoon, March corn finished the week at 677 and a half, while December corn finished the week at 596. March wheat finished the week at 756 and three quarters, while July wheat finished the week at 771 and three quarters. March cotton finished the week at 85.43, and December cotton ended up the week at 85.15. March soybeans finished the week at 15.32, while November soybeans finished the week at 13.96 and three quarter. When you insure with Alphen Insurance Agency, you get Policy Plus. If you aren't a current customer of Alphen Insurance, give us a call and let one of our agents tell you about Policy Plus. The Southern Farm Show was this week. The Southern Farm Show is the largest annual agricultural exposition in the Carolinas and Virginia. Filling the NC State Fairgrounds, the show hosted over 400 exhibitors, agricultural meetings, workshops, and training, and everything farmers need to prepare for the coming growing season. The NC Growers Association held their annual meeting on Wednesday. The Ag Development Forum met on Thursday, and the annual Tobacco Growers Association of North Carolina meeting was held on Friday, with the highlight of the week being breakfast with the commissioner. FSA offered three workshops on Wednesday at the Southern Farm Show. The first was on price support programs, the second on CRP programs, and the third on securing loans through the FSA. An update on a few programs through FSA. The Emergency Relief Program, ERP Phase 2, enrollment began on January 23rd and runs through June 2nd. You will need your tax returns from 2018, 2019, 2020, and 21 when you go to enroll. Also advise that you bring your schedules that went along with your tax returns for this program. The second program we talked about this week was the PARP program, the Pandemic Assistance Revenue Program. In that program, you will need your 2018, 2019, and 2020 calendar year tax returns for this program. It also ends enrollment on June 2nd. Another update on both of these programs, it sounds like there will not be any payments issued until the end of enrollment at some point soon after June 2nd. Payments should be made. That's a little different than phase 1 of ERP that was paid pretty rapidly in the first week to 10 days after enrollment. The fifth annual Northern Wayne Plow Day was supposed to be today, but it has been postponed until next weekend, February 11th. Plowing to begin at 9 a.m. on Highway 222 East, just outside of Fremont, North Carolina. Bring the family, bring tractors and tillage equipment 1985 or older. Remember, this is a family event. Please, no alcohol, no drugs, or profanity. If you have any questions, please contact Mr. Boyd Nelms at 919-222-2552 or Lee West at 919-223-3015. And we hope you guys have a great plow day next weekend. When we jump into U.S. Ag News, we're going to start with cotton and a report from Dr. O.A. Cleveland. Export sales are extremely limited to nil when prices are 86 cents and above. Sales are meager with prices between 83 and 85 cents. Sales are decent with prices at 82 cents or below. Period. A dip into the 70s is necessary to uncover great gains. Dr. Cleveland went on to say, many in the market are now expecting particularly good purchases from Chinese and Southeast Asian mills, claiming textile mills will resume normal operations now that the coronavirus in China is ebbing. On selling old cotton crop, Dr. Cleveland says, as commented last week, growers should consider selling old crop on any move near or above 87 cents, basis the March contract. price resistance is extraordinarily strong above 87 to 88 cents, and he always ends his report with "Give the gift of cotton today." When we look at fuels, the U.S. crude oil, gasoline, and ethanol stocks increased last week while distillate stocks decreased. Gasoline demand was up slightly on the week, but 4% down year over year. Ethanol production was up slightly, coming in at 298 million gallons on the week, increasing ethanol stocks to 5% over the 5-year average. When we look at exports, U.S. export sales of corn were strong last week. U.S. exporters sold a net total of 1.59 million metric tons of corn during the week ending January 26. To unknown destinations, Mexico and China were the largest corn buyers. U.S. exporters sold a net total of 736,000 metric tons of soybeans on the week, China being the largest buyer. Accumulated soybean sales for the current marketing year are 4.6% up versus the same period last year. The U.S. beef cow herd shrank to its lowest level since 1962. USDA released its biannual cattle inventory report this week. All cattle and calves in the U.S. totaled 89.3 million head as of January 1st. That's minus 3% versus the same period last year. The number of beef cows in the U.S. were minus 4% on the year at 28.9 mil. This is the lowest number ever recorded, but slightly above expectations. The report is generally a positive for cattle prices and negative for feed demand. We'll see what happens going into the fall, but many are expecting beef cattle prices to go through the roof. The USDA will release its February crop production and WASDE report on Wednesday, February 8th. Traders generally expect slightly larger U.S. corn, soybean, and wheat carryout estimates for the current marketing year. Traders expect additional cuts to Argentina production forecast and perhaps a small increase to Brazilian production forecast since they have been getting some adequate rainfall. The Fed raised its benchmark interest rate by 0.25% this week as expected. During the last 12 months, the Fed has hiked its benchmark lending rate by a total of 4.5%. The rate has gone from 0.125% to 4.625% effectively. In world ag news, China's hog numbers are up. China's Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Affairs estimates that the country's sow herd increased by 0.6% in December versus the prior month. Larger hog numbers should equate in solid grain and oilseed demand from China. According to sources, Ukrainian grain production will fall slightly again this year. A farmer group in Ukraine believes that corn acreage could decline by 30 to 35% in 2023. Harvested corn acres declined 27% in 2022 amid the war. Ukraine's ag ministry estimated that total grain exports this year are minus 31% versus the same period last year. This week, we spotlight a very special woman in agriculture. Dr. Mary Ingle Pennington was born in 1872 and lived through 1952. The ice woman of the cold chain revolutionized the food supply and distribution system by developing safe and sanitary methods for processing, storing, and shipping dairy products, poultry, eggs, and fish. In addition to instilling food safety and preservation practices, the chemist and engineer helped design and evaluate transportation and storage mediums aimed at maintaining low temperatures to reduce bacteria counts in refrigerated and frozen foods. Mary served President Hoover's Food Administration, USDA, and FDA, as well as in the private sector. We salute Dr. Mary Ingle Pennington, a very important woman in agricultural history. Thank you for tuning in to In the Loop Weekend Ag Talk, brought to you by Alphen Insurance Agency, the home of Policy Plus. We hope you have a great weekend, and a special thank you to all the farmers who help feed and clothe the world. Remember, make mental health a priority around your home and your operation. Make time for yourself and make time for those around you. As always, give us a call. we'll come to you so you can focus on family and farming. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.